What's wrong with that?
It is quite an enjoyable pastime, especially when it is only beans.
Especially what?
Beans.
When it is only beans.
What about the cheese?
You go
Oh
bald.
no, that is not good.
The oils.
It can get very
cheese dick.
grainy.
You get cheese dick.
Who wants the cheese stick? Not I, Mateo. You also do not want meat. That can get quite scratchy.
Can it?
On your
Scratchy, wow.
if you hit a bit of gristle.
Gleesel.
Gristle, wow.
Gleesel.
Gleesel. Is some pussy basically meat?
Yes, but it is soft and moist.
There is no
Technically.
Gleesel.
I don't know.
It is gristle free.
I've dated a few fat chicks before.
Wait.
kidding.
That's fucked up.
That means they would be extra soft inside.
God damn it, Greg.
We're not recording, are we?
Yeah.
Oh, goddamn it.
We're
It was just a
broadcasting.
joke.
Oh, that is broadcasting.
It was a joke.
More
That is
listeners
now
than
broadcast on the internet.
like now. There's actually people listening, and you're like, oh,
Oh. Womp, womp, womp.
Yeah, you're like, fat chicks have gristly pussies.
And they're like,
That's what he said. It wasn't me.
oh, God.
you guys suck.
My apology. I would like to apologize.
Oh, let's move on to the show.
Fat dudes are. Say something bad about fat dudes.
Fat
they-
dudes have
They cannot see their penis.
You better watch it.
fupas.
I don't have a
They do
fupa.
have
Look it up on
fupas.
Urban Dictionary.
I don't have a
They
fupa.
have fupas.
What's a fupa?
It's a fat upper penis area.
So good.
I myself only have a
fupa.
a fat penis.
Oh, goddamn. Third show. Even though I'm not barely buzzed.
Fat penis.
I have a I have a
A fupa. At least you don't have a panis.
oh, right. He has a correction. He said it's pubic, not penis. A fat upper pubic area.
Oh, really? Thanks.
Well, I
Thanks,
thought
Fred.
the female version was
Actually,
fat, upper, pussy
area. That's true.
Yeah,
It
so
is.
that's why I said penis area. It's like upper penis.
As long as it's not a dripping fupa.
I don't have a pubic area. I mean, that's,
Well, I think we all have
I hope-
pubic
yeah, I
areas.
would hope you
I
do.
think,
Gross.
I think literally all of us have pubic
just
pubic
goes-
areas.
stomach
It
and
just
dick.
goes from your stomach to your knees. Oh, goddamn. Oh, goddamn.
Versus lower. Yeah, what's the lower penis area?
That's your
Balls?
gooch.
Yeah, it was either the
Chode.
taint.
well,
Would that be the lower penis area?
It's your gooch.
yes, maybe.
Welcome to Fort Brewers. My name is Matt Becker, and as always, I'm joined by
John Holzer.
And Greg Nagel.
Jason Harris is still out sick, but he will be with us.
We miss him
again.
dearly.
He will be with us again soon.
I was going to deliver some pho to his house.
That's a good idea. Some nice spicy pho.
Fuck yeah.
That'll
Cure
burn
anything.
Will burn the cold away. We got some Jersey beers, you guys.
Yes, we do.
Were these all from Caitlin and Alex?
They came in out the gondola.
So a while back, we did a show that was all New Jersey beers, and they were sent to us by Alex Green, and he and his,
Lovely bride,
maybe
girlfriend.
his partner. Let's
His
just
partner.
say partner.
There you go.
Lady.
That's a good way to go.
His partner,
His lady
Kate.
in red.
That's a good catch-all.
I'm not sure if they're married or just dating or whatever. They decided to send us even more beer, and
Katie.
they destroyed it. They sent us 10 beers.
They sent
I
us
think,
too many beers.
Hola, Caitlin and Alex.
and half of them are like a week old or something. So
They are extra fresh. Much like
Mateo's in the
myself.
house.
gold.
It's gold.
I can't.
Yeah, I know. We can't have
do
gold
it.
You
bread
need to
anymore.
get that on the soundboard.
Yeah, seriously. It's me. Like no one can do it.
Nobody can.
Yeah, no one can do it except for this. It is
should crank call him.
Jason voice.
Call him up.
Yeah, seriously.
He
Get,
sings all-
get golden bread on the
That's
line.
me.
Cold.
Sick
Alexa,
Jason.
call sick Jason.
But so they sent us like an awesome collection of beers to the point where we're not actually going to be able to do them all in one show.
cans.
So we're gonna hang on to a few of them, and maybe do them when we've got Jason with us.
Yep.
AKA Golden Brat.
Yeah, and they also sent us a really great letter detailing a lot of these beers, which we won't.
It's handwritten.
Go on. Yeah, they actually like wrote it with a pen
I haven't
on a piece of
seen-
paper.
I don't even know how to write anymore.
And if this is Caitlin's handwriting, it's excellent and quite legible. But
In purple
yeah, so
ink.
just real quick, they said like, hey, and hey, we sent you these beers, and they talked about
a bunch of the beers, and then in the end they say
They basically broke down every brewery they sent to us and said why they sent those beers, and why they thought we would like them.
why we would dig them and all that stuff, and then at the end they say Alex and I are huge fans of the cast and are constantly quoting jokes from the show and walking around our house impersonating Mateo.
Oh, thank you so much. Through some receiver. I love being quoted.
They also say we love the voices and fuck anyone who thinks otherwise.
Fuck yeah.
Damn straight.
Gold.
Love hearing your thoughts about what's happening in the beer industry and have inspired us to start studying for our own Cicerone license, studying for our own Cicerone certification. So that's very cool. Alex and I hope you enjoyed the beer and keep on keeping on. They also said sorry about the coffee pot box.
The beers were shipped in a coffee maker box from Amazon.
Yeah,
and
but it was
Yvonne's
very
like,
cool.
you got a
Recycling.
coffee maker? I'm like, nah.
No, we got beer.
Huzzah.
So, and it was the perfect size. So thank you again, Caitlin and Alex.
Thanks,
This is
guys.
really, really cool. We really appreciate it.
And I will also compliment them on their packaging. Like these beers, you could have thrown them off a plane. And they took
See, that's how you package, man.
So bottles, right? Like you want to be meticulous, but cans, they're they treated these cans like bottles. They were wrapped in bubble wrap and then saran wrap just in case. And
Nice.
like it was beautiful. It took me about 20 minutes to open the entire box.
Oh, wow.
So good job.
So we're going to start with Ziegmeister Huntsman Kolsch.
Huntsman?
I believe they said the exact quote was, "This is the best Kolsch they ever had."
Yeah, that was what Caitlin said.
Yep. So let's.
I love a good Kolsch.
They said the best damn Kolsch we've ever had. They're a neat brewery that just upped their distro game. Nice. So there you go, John. So let me see if I can get some info about Ziegmeister here.
It looks like it's made with German noble hops, Hallertau Herzberger.
Herzberger. Yeah.
Herzberger?
Oh,
Yeah.
man, this smells good. And that's not something you really
Say about a Kolsch.
say about a Kolsch ever.
Yeah. Usually Kolsch is like, yeah, okay.
It's a Kolsch. It's a beer, and it's got some paleness. Kolsch is essentially like a German
Oh
pale
yeah,
ale.
dude, that's textbook. Like real, like
Honey malt on the nose a little bit.
yeah, it's got some honey, like your classic, like
German noble hop.
Yeah, biscuit dough.
It's like honey biscuits.
Totally, honey biscuits with a little bit of like noble hop peppered on top.
This is fucking rad. They were not kidding.
It's-
nice graininess.
Wow.
Oh, nice. And their facility is a former auto repair shop that they converted into a brewery, much like
Bagby?
Bagby and Tioga Sequoia.
Hogshead
okay.
as well out in Denver.
Bagby was
Yeah.
a car dealership, I believe, a Mercedes dealership. I
Yeah.
Is that why? Does that explain why the building is so fucking
Fucking
awesome?
huge.
Yeah.
That's true.
But yeah, Tioga Sequoia. Yeah. This is clean. This is crisp. This is goddamn delicious. I would crush a keg of this in a week.
Yeah,
Good
definitely.
Christ, they're not. You're Alex and Caitlin.
Yes,
Katie. Good job, man. Katie, right?
Caitlin.
Caitlin. I was right the first time.
Yeah, I mean, so looks like they've got a pretty standard selection of beers: Kolsch Pale Ale, Red, Stout, IPA. Got really nice branding. And yeah, like she was right. This kicks ass.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
There's not
what
much
to
to
say.
say.
we're all like,
It's like textbook.
You are
and
absolutely right.
Honey biscuits and checks all the boxes.
Dude,
cans, fresh.
the brewery
Yummy.
itself looks super dope. They've got like a really cool like brick.
What city is it in?
Bar top. This is in a good question. They are in Hackettstown, New Jersey.
Yep.
Hackettstown.
Excuse me. So yeah, they're like in like a 1920s era building. They kept like a bunch of their old brick and stuff. They've got a little beer garden outside. Looks super dope.
I still think one of the coolest things to do is open a brewery inside of a church that's been abandoned or something.
Yeah.
And not because you're trying to be sacrilege or,
Start an
the,
app.
Because it's a cool
the irony
building.
of brewing a beer in a church, but typically they have great architecture.
Sure.
Maybe not in the last 30 years or so, but like an old church like from the early 1900s or I don't know, even the 50s or something.
Although in the modern mega churches, you could build a pretty big ass brewery in some of those.
Yeah, and also have like bands play
Monks.
and have a concert
Yeah,
venue. And,
have those bands play that the songs are like, "Oh Lord,
Our God is an awesome God.
Yeah, exactly.
I played in a church band.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh, so you know all about
When
it.
I was 16 years old.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Yeah. And I
That
got yelled
explains
at
it.
for turning distortion on once because they're like, that's the devil's
Yeah.
thing. I'm like, how? It's
How
just.
dare you distort your audio waves?
I'm like, what are you talking about? But
Actually,
I just think
in Pittsburgh, Church. I think they're called Church Brewing Company in Pittsburgh. Church.
I'm just saying, I think it's like super cool. If I could find an old cool church to open a brewery in.
Yeah.
Yep, Church Brew Works in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that'd be dope if
is-
like the Lost Abbey was actually in a church.
Yeah,
What?
seriously.
That's a good point. Why? Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, look at that.
Oh, dude, I can see that. Yeah. What the fuck?
Let me see.
Isn't that dope? Church Brewing in Pittsburgh.
I'd go to church there.
Yeah, I'd go
I'd
and
worship the hops.
I'd worship that beer.
And like, what if the stained glass windows were still intact? Like
Oh,
those,
yeah, for
they
sure.
are.
they require maintenance. So,
Oh, dude, the fucking brew house is literally up like on like the upper platform where the altar
Oh my
was.
God.
that's so
That's
cool.
dope.
Communion, bro.
Yeah, seriously. Want to commune with these hops. But
I'll be
anyways,
an acolyte for that beer.
yes.
Zigmeister, man.
They should make
Another-
a beer
Just don't
drink.
molest my kid and I'm good.
God damn it, Greg.
What?
Can we leave that out of like the whole thing?
I said just don't.
Also,
Don't do
I
that.
agree. Don't do that. But
one thing also to point out too is that Church Brew Works, their website is it reminds me a lot of the terrible websites from the actual like Trappist breweries. Like that's what it looks like.
you know,
God, yeah.
it's not that bad. The worst one was God, what was that brewery? Two
Second shift.
Second Shift. There you
Yeah.
go.
Oh, goddamn, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like front page.
left a lot to be
Front
desired.
page 98.
This isn't that bad though.
But anyways, but this Zigmeister, like I mean, it's about as textbook of a Kolsch as I've ever had. I think this is quite good.
I am interested to see what they brew outside of this. Like if they can make a Kolsch this good, I would assume they have the chops to make other styles pretty well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Let's keep the lightness going.
Creme.
We're gonna move on to a cream ale.
Clem.
The creme.
I love how the first line on the copy of on the can is, "Can you strive for me? Should you?" Well, let's find out, shall we?
Let's try it.
So this is from Carton. This is their canoe, right?
Rabaska.
Canoe.
Oh, Rabaska. Okay. This is 6.7%. And,
It says 6% on the can.
well, Untapped said 6 point.
Well, Untapped can suck a dick.
Sorry.
At least that particular.
A red forest
Untapped.
of dicks.
We're cool with you. Just,
That was a user error.
yeah. Like, Tim's my friend.
Yeah. 6.7.
We've done carton beers. They sent us some carton beers last time around, correct?
Yeah.
So why don't I read this letter?
I thought it was Carlton.
Typically hate cream ales, but love Rabaska, so naturally we had to include them for you guys.
Yeah, very
Thank
nice
you.
floral on the nose.
Yeah, just real light. I mean,
Yeah, get some floral, citrus zest. Not like hoppy, but
yeah,
Maybe
it almost
yeast
seems.
driven?
Yeah, exactly. It seems more yeast driven than anything.
That was back in April when Alex sent those beers. He didn't send the Carton beers, though. That was someone else.
Oh, by the way, I don't know what's up with Carton, but if they have their own website, their SEO is terrible because their website doesn't even show up.
Yeah, back
On the
in May,
first
we
page.
had some Carton beers and some Newberg beers also. We had 077XX and their double IPA. So, yeah, that was season 3, episode 19. It was Plan B beers, Newberg, Carton, and Refuge. We had a Refuge Grapefruit IPA. So,
this is interesting. I mean, it's like
it's kind of got like gardenia. Reminds me of gardenias, like white flower.
yeah. It's also pretty. It's super dry, and it's also pretty bitter. Surprisingly.
I like it. It's nice and fruity. Fruity and floral, which for a cream ale really don't. You don't really see.
I mean, like I can't. I don't know quite how to like classify this beer. Where'd the can go? I'm going to read the copy, see if we can get some explanation for this.
I mean, cream ale is kind of a disservice to this beer.
Kinda. At the height of midsummer, there's genius in a beer that is like sex in a canoe. Simple, clean, classic flavors put together in a format.
It's like fucking in water.
Meant to stop you from being thirsty more than to transcend. For Rabaska, we look to the indigenous classic of the Atlantic Northeast, the cream ale, and respected its most traditional constraints. I don't think that's true at all. Barley and corn on ale yeast, fermented cold, and decorated with hops more than flavored.
Decorated.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. I like that conceit. The simplest of American beers for the simplest of reasons. It's hot early on a summer evening and you're thirsty. Drink Rabaska because
it's a good lawnmower beer.
It is. I think the alcohol's a little too high.
Yeah, for a lawnmower,
like 6%. That's really high.
Okay, you're right. It is too high. Yeah.
Well, at least it's got some complexity to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and like I said, it's a little bit too bitter. I think it's a good beer, but like cream ale, I don't know, man. Yeah, I think it kind of misses the cream ale mark. Although I think
it's more pale ale. I think.
Yeah, it's kind of astringent too. But
I don't get that so much. That's weird.
Really, you don't get the astringency?
No, not at all.
It
reminds me of like a Belgian single almost with.
Yes, good call.
Isn't that like?
Yeah,
it's got a fruitiness and the floral thing. It's got some yeast character.
Yeah, it's surprisingly
nice
estery. Mm-hmm. Yeah, or even those flavors even could possibly be like hop derived.
In a cream ale.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's really good. But cream ale, I don't know.
Yeah.
But like I said, overall, I think the quality is pretty
Spot
good.
on.
Yeah. Except for maybe that astringency thing, but that's still pretty light.
I mean, if this was for sale at La Bodega and I saw it, I would totally buy it.
Yeah, I agree.
It's great.
I mean, would buy. This is definitely a would buy.
Again, with this show, we are typically hypercritical of beers and stuff. So
yeah,
like if you're a judge at GABF and this came across and you're doing cream ales, you'd be like, nope.
Yeah, exactly. You would eliminate this almost immediately. But just as like a beer drinker, I'm for it.
So next up, we have Carton's Red Rye returning, which I would assume this is a red IPA-ish kind of thing. This is a rye ale that's 6.5%, 50 IBU, and 12 SRM, if that means anything to you.
Is it all rye?
I don't know. I'm opening the beer and I'll let you know in a minute.
Because that's a bitch to brew, right? I mean, like you'd have to have a mash press or something like that to get all the goo out.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be completely rye. Again, I admittedly...
I think it's just like a rye IPA.
Yeah,
honestly.
As much of a fan as I am of like really clean looking cans and stuff, I also appreciate when you got a bunch of copy on the can.
And I think Caitlin told us about this beer in the letter. I think it was I could be wrong. It may have been like a remake of something else or.
No, she didn't really. No?
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah, it didn't give a whole lot of aroma about it specifically, but it's also super fresh. Like this was brewed or canned on the 8th of September, and we're recording this on the 23rd.
Yeah,
so 2 weeks, if that.
That's the zone.
Yep.
So
let's see what they have to say about it. There's no doubt variety is the spice of life, and we love going off in all kinds of directions, looking for new flavors. Like all travel, though, at some point. There's no commas there. Come on, guys. fucking punctuate.
I'm reading the copy on my computer.
Goddamn.
I totally.
Yeah, I'm like all travel though at what? No, like all travel though, at some point your heart turns back towards home. Home robust American ales.
I'm reading the same copy.
Yeah.
What?
He's not. Yeah.
I'll show it. It's just kind of awkwardly.
Your heart
awkwardly worded.
Turns back towards home. Period. Home, comma robust American ales.
What? It should have been. It should have been home. Colon. That would have made more sense. This route travels along a path of piney American hops, Simcoe, Cluster, and Horizon. Interesting.
Simcoe.
Their natural course coasts towards spicy by a touch of rye. drink red rye.
Carton,
Yeah, okay.
just cut out all that bullshit and just say it's a red rye ale made with American hops, Simcoe, Cluster, and Horizon. Enjoy. Like,
It would have been better if it was just like the punctuation didn't make it so awkward.
yeah,
I like that kind of stuff.
I don't. And if you're going to do that, get a good copy editor. Come on, what are you doing?
That's the thing. Get a good copy editor.
Install-
Like there's got to be someone in your brewery who's good with words, you know?
It's going on a can that millions of people potentially might see. Like, what are you doing?
Install a program called Grammarly on your
No,
computer.
fucking read your copy, Greg.
seriously.
That's
No,
what it
put
comes down
Grammarly
to.
on
Don't
there.
be lazy.
hand
I'm not saying I'm lazy,
hand
but-
it to a person and say, does this make sense?
Grammarly, okay, fine. It goes,
use
but it can
Grammarly.
only go so far.
Yeah.
Like you need to. Actually,
It
looks
catches
like this
stuff
may
that I'm
have
like,
been
oh, shit.
like checked by Grammarly because like technically the sentences are sentences, and like the sentence "home, comma robust American ales." That's a sentence.
No, it's
Home,
not.
robust American ales.
That's actually
Home.
it's not a complete sentence. It's a sentence fragment.
Home, comma.
No, it's not.
There's no verb.
You're right.
It needs a verb, dude. You gotta verb your nouns.
Well, shit. That's why you're the blogger and I'm not.
Shit verbs. Shit and verbs all day.
For the record, real quick, this beer smells great. Just want to point that out real quick.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely got like the piney. I mean, it's got a little like hints of citrus, but everything they were talking about, they definitely hit. Like it's got that like kind of rye like spiciness.
Rye spice for sure, baby.
It has a little bit of that cat piss too.
Really?
Is that just me? Is that just me?
The rye is dominating for me.
God, that's good, man.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's real good.
I like that it's not aggressively bitter.
It's not aggressively bitter. It's not aggressively spicy too, which like sometimes you can get really over the top with rye.
The finish. It gets
Oh,
there.
there it is.
Yeah.
Wah,
It
wah,
just
wah,
keeps
wah.
going.
Yeah.
Sits
Oh,
in
it
your
does
pot.
keep going. Wow.
Wow, it's still sitting there.
Wow, it's a bunch of rye.
Sitting on my tongue.
Bunch of rye sitting on my tongue.
Sitting on your tongue.
Sit on my tongue and wiggle.
Oh, sitting on my tongue. What the fuck? You do not need to move. I will move. My tongue.
God, wow.
Oh, make that sound again. Oh, then it was actually more awkward the second time.
Okay, so
Hey, Matt.
yes.
Swipe left from your trackpad.
Does nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Like start at the metal. Okay.
Ah.
Go to where it says notifications. Swipe up. Down.
Okay.
Hit do not disturb.
Oh, you can just tell me to turn on Do Not Disturb.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I know how to
Hey, Matt.
do that.
I've heard it like 5 times. and-
Sorry.
Sorry.
Okay.
I didn't mean to. Make you
Oh,
feel-
actually, Righty just put a message out that says his phone isn't on vibrate. Sorry.
Oh.
That was me.
that was Matt.
It was my fault.
Ironically, it's your noise, righty.
Thanks, Righty. It's your fault.
So yeah, this is a great beer.
You don't see
It's
too
nice
many-
and dry. It's not too sticky. Like the whole red rye thing can a lot of times can get either too sticky or too bitter.
Do you guys like red rye beers?
I do.
Shit, yeah, man.
Why?
Because they're different.
Yeah, I mean because I like rye in virtually anything, and so I like red rye beers just as much as I like rye IPA.
I like rye bread.
You know? Yeah,
I
I like rye
pastrami.
saison.
I'm not a fan. I mean, they're good, I guess, but
I would not your style.
I would never go to like a brewery or a bar and get a red rye specifically beer. It's just rye. Okay, red no.
Actually,
red
really?
rye, hell no.
Red rye.
Do you like
But-
rye whiskey?
Actually, you know who
I
makes
don't know. I don't know enough about whiskey to know what I like.
I like rye whiskey.
You know who makes a really great red rye is our friends over at Docent. in,
Yeah.
San Juan Capistrano.
That's true.
Yeah.
We need to get back there.
We do. Yeah, I'm sure we can get Brian on the show.
Yeah, I think he just had a baby.
he did.
We'll
Yeah.
give him a few months.
Little Luna.
Luna.
So adorbs. Right on. Carton beer. Also excellent. Another beer that I'm
2 for
really
2.
looking forward to is Cane Brewing.
Yes.
I remember Cane being a beer that we were really impressed with.
Cocaine.
Brewed in Cannon Ocean, New Jersey.
Okay, who's fucking? What is that?
I turned do
you
not disturb
did.
on.
I turned mine off. What is
Mine's off.
the fucking deal?
Here, I'm just gonna mute my computer.
I muted mine too. Like I'm on the board. How is it still coming through?
All right, I'm muted.
Hold on.
It's coming from inside the room.
Pause for a minute. I have to pee.
All right.
Okay.
I don't think we had cane. I looked on the website.
We've had cane beer before.
I know, but I can't find it. Just I'm looking again. Cane. So there's one show that comes up.
Most annoying ringtone ever.
The Glassware show, which we didn't have cane, and then Pineapple Brett and Mango Mark from season 2. That was Distill and Allagash, and then Oktoberfest. Like, there's no cane beers in Oktoberfest. That was season 2 also. I'm not sure where we had cane, so let me look on Untapped. Let's see here.
Cocaine.
Let's see. Cane. Ugh.
I like how I follow like 5 or 6 porn stars on Snapchat. Guess why? And you know what they do? They put up photos of their dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And,
And smoking pot.
This is not why. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. This isn't why I follow you. Sorry.
Mic's still on?
What?
Put it on the mics.
Look, do you see why they're reacting?
No. What the hell?
It's just Bill Nye walks in. It's a bunch of like partying white girls, and then they're like, "We in a mirror," and then Bill Nye walks in. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I can't see where we've had cane on the show.
All right.
We have though, right? I'm not crazy.
I thought we did too.
I know
but
for a fact that we have. I know that we've had cane beer before.
Cocaine.
And Untapped won't let me look for beers that. Damn it. Cane. No, I'm not going to do it. Oh, you can search your beer history. Perfect. We've never had cane.
All right.
Let me try another brewery.
I've had. Then I must have just had cane beer before. Then.
I'm going to search for Sudwerk. Yeah. That's all the Sudwerk beers we've had. Cane. I'll search one more time. Nope. I'm sure we've never had cane on the show, but I swear we did.
Right?
I'm not
just making that up.
No, I don't know where we've had cane though. Maybe we had it. Maybe someone sent us cane, but we didn't drink it on the show.
Or, yeah, something. I don't know.
Or maybe we did and it sucked and we didn't. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah.
What's happening?
As far as I can tell, we've never had cane on the show.
Well, let's have some cane on our show.
Are we back? Yeah. So we're drinking some cane beer. We thought that we've had cane beer, but turns out we never have.
Cane with a K.
Yeah, like that's so weird. This is one of those like Berenstain Bears things, you know, where we all. You never heard of the Berenstain Bears thing?
I know who they are, or what I know what it is, but
so like there's this like wacko theory. It's called like collective remembrance, where it's actually Berenstain. It's not Berenstein Bears, even though everyone thinks it's the Berenstain Bears, but it's Berenstain.
Yes.
And so there's this weird theory that there was like a time traveler who went back in time and changed the names to Berenstain because everyone in the world remembers them as Berenstein. So, but it has to do with like collective. I'm not explaining it very well.
I know exactly.
But it's like everyone remembers something as being one way, even though it's not that way.
There was a This American Life podcast all about that. I forget the.
Was it on This American Life? Oh shit!
Yeah, they did a thing all about that. I forget the name of the. There's an actual name around that.
Yeah, it has to do with like people collectively remembering things wrong, and I think you and I are doing that.
we are.
Because we swear that we had cane beer on this show before. But
Even when Caitlin hit us up, I was like, "Yeah, we've had cane before." And turns out, I guess we haven't, but maybe not on the show. I don't know. Maybe we had it at some point.
I remember
JBF
drinking cane.
maybe,
I
or
remember
something?
drinking cane at one point. And I remember it being really good. So we'll see how well our
And you even remember it being good. That's what's crazy about
and we'll
this.
see if our collective not memory holds up here. We're
Right?
drinking. What is it? Sneak Boat.
This is Sneak Box.
Sneak Box.
Yeah.
Trash boat.
Sneak Box is made with 100% Citra hops, as far as I can tell.
Oh, so we're doing a zombie dust competitor here because it's 5.4% alcohol, 100% citra hops.
5.4%. Holy shit!
That's so random.
So good.
The aroma on this is fantastic. I mean,
Right?
this is about as textbook of a citra hop expression as you can get.
And what's
right?
what's the date on the can, Matt?
Date on the can? Is there a date on the can? Yeah, canned on 9/13.
So it's 10 days
10
old.
days.
Oh my god!
old.
Wow.
Fuck yeah!
From New Jersey to my mouth in 10 days.
Thanks, Alex. and
Oh
Caitlin.
man, this is citra hops, dude. Let's go citra hops.
A bit danky. A little bit of fruit.
Yeah, for sure.
Baby, yes. Super dry, little pop of bitterness, but not super bitter. Well, it's that lingering bitterness though.
Is there an ABV on that can?
5.4.
Oh, okay. Even better. Perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
Man.
it's like real light.
It's called the Mandela effect.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Mandela effect is when groups have the same false memories.
Ah, interesting. Oh yeah, dude, I would smash this beer every day.
Yeah, this is good.
God damn.
Dude, I'm going to go to New Jersey and drink some beer and eat some capicola.
What's Capicola?
Some sort of meat product.
It's
It's the gabagoo.
what?
The gabagoo.
No, capicola is a spicy Italian ham.
No.
The capicola.
Count me out.
Capicola.
You get the gabagoo?
I love ham.
Why
but
do you keep saying that?
It's gabagoo.
What does that mean?
It's
I
capicola.
don't know what that means.
What you mean,
It's the
gabagool?
slang. Yeah. It's, well, yeah.
You said
You mean
said
Razal
gabagoo.
The gabagoo.
Gabagoo.
That's just a
Gabagoo.
baby sound.
Put it in.
Yeah, exactly. That's the Italian baby sound. They're like, "Hey, ma, look, I got a baby," and the baby looks up. It's like gabagoo. Oh my god, that's what babies.
Gabagoo, mama.
Mama, gabagoo.
Could you imagine if a baby
She's
said
like,
that?
She's like, that means the baby wants some milk.
Put
No,
me
it
on-
doesn't sound like that at all. Just they always sound like 30-year-old men.
Put me on the
Hey, ma,
gadola.
gabagoo. It's like, where'd you learn that? You're only 2 months old. It's like, I don't know. That's just a sound that I make. I'm walking here.
Oh my god.
God damn it, yes.
Okay.
Woo.
So this is good.
Yeah. So
I hope there are other
very-
podcasts like on the East Coast that get all like California beers.
they're like, dude,
this
bruh.
beer's so good. Oh my god.
Yeah,
They
they just start doing impressions of Steve-O, the delivery guy.
That's how they talk over in
Whoa,
California.
guys, like this West Coast beer right here, it's pretty dank, bro.
Fall spice, pumpkin stuff, everything. Like, oh my god, it's like 75 degrees. and I
Pow,
need
bro.
a
Yeah,
latte.
dude, like this like IPA that I'm drinking right now, it's totally like good for like, surfing,
It's organic.
right? It's in a can, which means you can
Got
take it on the
gluten.
beach.
It's recyclable. Like
Does it have gluten?
hashtag green.
It's totally gluten free.
Wow.
It's like super hoppy.
All right.
Uses a lot of sea hops
Peace out,
because
bro.
because it stands for California hops. That's what the C stands for, right?
Right.
Right.
That's what I heard.
All right.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you're right.
No, you're right.
Cool.
It's like, yeah, no, yeah.
Want to go to the beach?
Gabagoo.
The gabagoo. Put it on the fucking gondola over there. What are you looking at?
Oh, third show, you guys.
I want an imperial gondola ale.
What?
I don't know.
Yeah, we really like
Give me
just
some
like,
Capicola.
we just stomped all over that Kane retweet.
Provolone.
Right
Sorry, Kane.
now. Provolone. Just say any Italian possible word. Oh my god! Do you guys watch MasterChef?
It's
Have you guys
Big
watched
Ziti.
MasterChef?
Give me some fucking pasta fagioli.
Dude, on the last season of
I'm
MasterChef
sweating.
just finished, and the guy who won, this guy named Dino. It's from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
It's about as Italian as you can do. I'm doing this for my ma.
Right.
I made some squid ink pasta, except his voice doesn't crack.
Squid pasta sounds delicious.
But that's I keep thinking of that guy. So
Making me hungry.
Some
fucking
egg-
Kane,
eggplant
right on.
parm.
I mean, like,
Some prawns.
Yeah,
that's goddamn delicious.
If our racist accents were any
We're not
indication of how good this beer is,
Racists. I mean,
well, they're slightly.
I mean, they're just American people.
We're talking shit on Italians, in America.
Italian
basically.
Americans.
Oh, man. We love Italians.
Like if you're gonna do a California accent, who are you actually hating on as far as racism
I'm not
goes?
hating on anybody.
White
Well,
people.
I mean, making fun of white people.
Just people.
This is getting too
We're
deep.
all just people.
All lives matter.
We're just floating
no,
around.
Matt.
We're
Get the
just
fuck
floating
out,
around the universe.
dude. That
so-
should never be uttered on our
Yeah,
show.
I know. I was kidding.
I know.
But yeah, fucking Kane Brewing, man. Like,
Cool, bro.
Yeah, just
Goddamn Kane,
right
bro.
on, brah.
Goddamn, brah.
Fucking crush, brah.
To summarize what we thought about this beer,
It was-
goddamn
It was
delicious.
fantastic. Yeah.
We would crush a keg of it.
Go good with a sub.
Maybe we just like knew intrinsically that Kane was really good, and that's why we thought that we had this beer before.
It's interesting.
we saw the logo, and we're like, oh, obviously they're good.
I have a feeling it's a GABF thing. It has to be. Like maybe we had them at GABF.
No, I remember seeing a can in this room or in that room.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't know.
This is the 5.4% one still?
Yep.
Holy shit, man.
All right. Let's move on to some
it's good.
elementary. This one does not have a date on it. I wonder if they say anything about it in the letter. La da da da. Elementary double dry hopped A game.
Elementary was one of the breweries that Alex sent us on that first New Jersey
Yeah,
show.
didn't they have like the strawberry cream beer? Was that them? Was that correct?
I don't know. I don't want to say yes. Take a brief pause.
Well, anyways, A Game's a variant of the A Game that they re-released. So this is a double dry hopped version of the original A Game.
DDH. Now, why would you want to double dry hop something unless you're like, it's not hoppy enough? Double dry hop that one.
It's you kind of like adding hops at different times in the boil. You extract like different
Dry hop.
oils and different
Double
volumes.
dry hop.
Yeah, so you essentially like, for example, almost all hazy IPA is double dry hopped because
Yeah.
they'll dry hop once at high Kreuzen and then they'll dry hop again later on. And
Okay.
so it just has to do with how long the hops are sitting in the beer itself.
Sure.
Because you extract different flavors leaving dry hops in the fermenter for 7 days as opposed to 3. Personally, I think that
you shouldn't leave hops in for very long. But a lot of times you'll also dry hop once and then dump and then dry hop again. And so you're just getting different flavors.
You're
different
losing beer
amounts of
too,
flavors.
right? I mean,
oh yeah. Well, you if you're making IPA, you're just assuming that you're losing a shitload of beer.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of
you
like
have-
why it's so expensive.
Yeah, you have a fuck ton of loss. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like everyone's always like, "Oh, $20 4-packs." It's like, yeah, but if you're using like 3 pounds per barrel in dry hop, you're losing a fuck ton of
the
beer.
Gunwale one, I think they went from the 10 barrels and they got like 6 barrels out of it.
It's you get
I'm like, really?
So it's such a pain in the ass to deal with that shit. That's why it's so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So the beer you were thinking of, the strawberry sickle beer, that was from Bolero Snort, which we also have coming up. But the beer we had from Elementary was Snow Boots, which is a collaboration they did with 2 Ton Brewing. It was dry hopped with Eureka, Mosaic, and Citra hops, and it was an American stout.
Oh,
So
cool.
Well,
pauses can be edited out. So
Yeah, let's pause on this one and
Don't worry.
dump it.
Yeah. Nah.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's roll back tape.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. We're gonna want to edit this one out.
Goddamn D.
Oh man, that's no bueno.
I mean, let's just say
Sorry,
it.
Alex and Caitlin.
Let's just there's no reason to hide it. I mean, if
Oh,
it's got the
all
D,
right.
it's got the D. I'm not going to cut it out because it has the D. That's
Well, I dumped it out and give me some more because this is not good in a lot of
Here.
Yeah,
different ways.
I'll take
Dude, this
another
is
sip.
not good at all.
well. Let's
look
break
at
it down.
I'll take a
All
sip.
right.
Let's see what they
Just a
did
splash.
wrong. All right, so this is what's the name of this beer?
The elementary.
Elementary
It's the D game.
double dry hopped A game.
Uh-oh.
They are not bringing their A game on this one, you
This
guys.
is the D game.
This is the D game. Yeah, this is a C game at best, but it's definitely a D game.
It's got a 3.8 on Untapped.
What?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I would go ahead and guess that this is
Jesus.
This is like slightly poor brewing practices exacerbated by high DO levels coming from a canning line.
Yeah.
Because everyone complains about how canning lines make their beers diacetyl, but no, that doesn't work that way. You have to have diacetyl precursor already in your beer,
Yeah.
and then when you add oxygen,
It just
that's what creates.
It's like
Yeah, that's what.
popcorn in a microwave.
Yeah, that's what I forget the exact term. That's what converts the precursor into diacetyl. So
That's what we're looking at here.
Maybe what we're seeing here is on tap, it's delicious. But in the cans that we got, it's
delicious for now. So like eventually that'll all convert over again. But
Right.
yeah, so
this is a D bomb.
This is a pretty serious D bomb. Also, it's one of the least attractive beers I've ever seen to look
Yeah,
at.
it kind of looks sickly.
It's kind of murky and not like in a hazy good way. It makes it look kind of brownish.
Yeah, it's like a tan, leathery.
Yeah,
color.
admittedly, I also think the double dry hop is kind of working against it because it's like on top of being a D bomb, it's also like real grassy.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a fan of this one.
Yeah, it's super oxidized too. It's like you can tell because it has that isovaleric like cheesy hop thing on top of the D
On the flavor or nose?
No.
in the nose. I haven't even put this in my mouth yet.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I
this
just
is like
tasted
this is like cheesy dong, you guys. This is ugh.
It doesn't taste.
it's
it
like
doesn't
burrito
taste
dong.
good either.
Oh, you're right. It doesn't. Oh man.
That's sad.
Oh, this
Ugh.
is like really
It
oxidized.
gave me the shivers.
Like they like ugh. If they're using a mobile canner, they need to like re-examine like the canner that they're using because this machine is fucking them over.
We brought up Owen from Ritual writing his article for Beer Paper LA about canning beers and whatnot, and he brought up DO levels. And he said in that article, I guess maybe he didn't. I read somewhere that they test on site for DO levels. Can you test immediately for DO in beer
Definitely, yeah.
after you can it? Mm-hmm. So I think in
How
that
expensive
article
is that?
he said that, or I'm pretty sure it was in that article he said they test for that. But like if you're testing for that, why would you test for DO and then still
I would be shocked if there was any mobile canner who tested for DO on site. I've never heard of that.
But you can do it.
You can if your brewery has the equipment, which is extraordinarily expensive.
Not cheap.
Like a good DO meter that measures in parts per billion is like $20K.
Huh.
Like it's extreme.
Well, if you get a mobile canning line, like you can pay that off.
Yeah, but also
think,
like those mobile canning lines are notoriously bad about DO levels, and so I would assume that they didn't want people to know.
I'm still. What makes them so bad? Like, why do you get more oxygen in a beer from a mobile canning line than like if you owned one?
Oh well, actually, if you own them, there are a lot. It's essentially small canning lines is something that is only now kind of being perfected. Really, really big industrial canning lines have been designed for low DO levels for decades.
But what's the difference? Why? Can you explain why? You don't know? If you don't know, just say you don't know.
I don't know exactly.
Okay.
I can make some guesses.
Is it like the fillers? Is it like people not paying attention to like the proper level in the can?
No. Okay.
Is it
so
like
I
not getting the lid on the can in enough time?
I would have a couple of
makes
guesses. First would be pre-purge. If the cans aren't being purged of air enough, then that would be an issue.
That's just basic bitch shit right there.
The fillers themselves, like the actual filler design, I would assume would also be an issue because if there is too much oxygen in the actual filler tube itself before it actually goes in. Because here's an interesting thing. With bottle fillers, at least, there's kind of two primary designs. There's one with a dip tube that fills the bottle from the bottom up, but then really high-end ones will actually fill from the sides. It'll actually essentially pour the beer down the side of the glass and fill it that way. Oh. And so if you like have a dip tube that's filling from the bottom, when you pull it out, that beer's going to pour out of the bottom, and then the middle of it's going to fill up there. Right? And so if you move that over, you stick it down in the can, you got a bunch of air that's inside your nicely purged can. Again, this is an educated guess.
Right.
But I would guess that that's one issue. Also, the amount of time that it would spend open before it actually gets to the seamer. I would guess that would also be an issue.
That's my other guess.
Yeah,
like maybe it's just open for too long. Mm-hmm. I mean, but
yeah, exactly. I mean, think about like the fact that crowlers never last, and then you think about the process of filling a crowler.
Sure, I think about all that shit, and I think about Bud Light.
Right. Well, also the thing about Bud Light is
I would 30-pack of Bud Light, and it's not going to be oxidized at all.
I would also assume that they're moving into a self-contained unit that's purged of air in the unit itself.
What?
Like you have essentially a box that the filler is inside.
Oh, so the room, it's like...
That's my guess. I don't know that for a fact, again. But, I mean... Knowing breweries of that size and how desperate they are to eliminate dissolved oxygen.
But then you look at breweries like 21st Amendment, like they've been around for years and they've made they just put beer in cans and their beer's usually fine.
Well, the beer in cans that they were doing also originally they were canning in a huge facility in like Milwaukee or something,
Nebraska or something.
And then they moved to their facility, which is a huge modern facility. Right, and so they're using way higher end.
Mobile canners can't take that technology from larger breweries and apply it to a smaller setup. Like, why do you have to compromise with oxygen with a mobile canning line?
Cost, man. Like, because if you're making like a really small canning line, it's just like, I mean, look at the difference between.
But if you have a mobile canning line, you're making up that cost by going to different breweries. And
no, I'm talking about the cost. I'm talking about the cost of the machine itself, and
I know,
and the fact that it's small and mobile,
cost, right? Because you're going to different breweries, and you're going to charge them for the cost of whatever you do to that canning line. It's going to be small, but and then you'll make your money back, right? If it assures that each brewery you go to gets good beer that has low levels of DO.
It's a good question, but then also consider the fact that the technology that you can pack into a Maheen is only so good. Right, but Maheens are the only units that are small enough to be mobile for bottling.
So you're saying the mobile canning line itself might not be able to facilitate a quality canned beer?
Yeah, I mean, like to an extent, and also, and again, it's not just having the technology, but it's also engineering it so you can take technology from a larger machine and apply it to a smaller machine. I imagine that would take a lot of engineering issues, and only now is the demand high enough to actually put the money into that engineering.
I've never
into
seen
that-
a mobile
into that
canning
design,
line.
you
I've
know?
never seen that compared to like a canning line that's permanently installed into a brewery. So I could see why. Like I didn't think about it that way. Like you're making, you're cutting corners to make it mobile.
Yeah, to make it smaller.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That being said, this beer was not good. So
Sorry.
yeah. So there
Not
was
sorry.
there was a turd in the herd.
We got a turd in the herd, everybody.
Ah well.
It happens.
Yeah. Again, I want to throw out the disclaimers that all the stuff that I just said was all assumptions that I've made, all kind of fairly educated guesses.
just-
if anyone knows,
Yeah.
actually, if anyone has like a better answer, hit me up and let me know. Oh, by the
Yeah,
way,
you know,
I
Firestone
also,
Walker dudes listen to the show. They've got a canning line. Maybe they can hit us up.
yeah. By the way, real quick, at one point, a few months ago, I put out the call asking about water for hazy IPA on the East Coast, and I'm like, it has to have something to do with their water. And Brian Flatch actually responded on. He sent me a message on Facebook, and he says that Boston water is really soft with very little minerals. He said mostly single-digit numbers, and that's what is a really big contributor to the soft mouthfeel and low bitterness of New England IPA on the East Coast, is that the fact that the water is so soft.
That's good to know.
Yep. So thanks, Brian, for that. I hadn't mentioned that early. He's the head brewer at John Harvard's brew house in Framingham. So
Cool.
thanks for responding, man.
Framing Hammer.
The
Good
Framing
beer.
Hammer. That's a double IPA name if I've ever
so
heard
good.
one, man. That's awesome.
It's already a beer name.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Let's go to some Bolero Snort.
Bolero Snort. What a unique name.
Yeah, seriously.
Wow.
So this is going to be the Cypress Love.
Cypress Love. Let's see. I wrote notes down for this. It's an Imperial IPA brewed and dry hopped with Citra hops and aged on cypress wood. So it's a wood aged IPA, which
All right.
for good or for bad, that's what it is.
For good or for bad.
And also, this was brewed and canned at Cypress Brewing Company in Edison, New Jersey.
All right.
So it's on Cypress, brewed at Cypress.
Yeah. This is their beer. It's not necessarily a Bolero Snort beer, as far as I can tell. It's a Cypress beer brewed in collaboration with Bolero Snort.
Interesting smell.
Yeah, it's a real interesting aroma. I mean, there's definitely that Citra hop pop that we got on that delicious cane beer.
Man, that's
Yeah, there's something unique about it. Maybe it's the cypress wood.
It's kind of like a vanilla. That's the
It's like
third
a
time I've
milli
said that.
vanilli.
It's like a vanilla / rye.
Greg, you know it's
thing,
true.
Girl, you know it's true.
right? No, like
Yeah.
a vanilla rye thing, kind of like
Oh, I'm for this.
Mm.
a shade woody smoke kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Cypress.
feel you.
What's
Yeah, it's definitely woody. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
why
like,
would you
what-
put a beer on Cypress?
because of the name?
Because you can.
Yeah, because it's there. You know, and that's
Hey,
interesting because I've
Are
never
there
known
Cypress barrels?
Yeah,
Hey,
I don't know.
brewery.
I've never known cypress to be like a particularly aromatic wood. Like this, like when you hear about people doing beers with cedar, like cedar is a very, very aromatic wood,
For sure.
and it's a very specific flavor, so you can kind of understand it. But like cypress is, I think it's just because it's Cypress Brewing Company, so they're like, let's do cypress wood. What the fuck?
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck, bro.
I mean, it has even a little bit of like oxidized aroma, a little bit.
Maybe a little bit, but it's almost because I'm guessing because of the
It could be like the wood.
The
character.
wood.
yeah the wood,
Wood
character
tannin.
exactly.
This is interesting.
Like, if you didn't tell me that this was on wood, I don't know if I'd pick it out necessarily.
Yeah, it almost has like a Northern Brewer kind of thing, right? Where it has that like
Earthy.
earthy, woody.
It's got some
almost
booziness to it.
a little
on
bit
the
of
nose.
minty thing, right?
Minty. Yes.
Yeah, it definitely has a little bit of mint in the aroma too.
Evergreen mint.
This, I feel like this is at like the perfect temperature too. Man, like it.
Didn't Great Divide do a wood aged IPA for like one of their anniversary beers? Their 17th
I want to say
anniversary.
it was 17.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think you're right. I think I have one right behind me.
Oh, no
Yeah,
kidding.
that one is that
probably
one was
drinking
also,
real good.
was also oak. So
Yeah, for sure. But it's like wood IPA.
yeah, wood
Who'da
IPA
thunk
is one of those tough things because I think this does it really well where the wood isn't super overwhelming. It's just more of like a top note.
I think it rounds it out a little bit.
Yeah,
It's not like particularly like anything in your face. It's kind of like balanced and there it is, baby. 17th wood aged anniversary.
Oh, is there a
divide.
date? Is there a date on the side of that thing?
Oh, Jesus
Please tell me
Christ.
there is.
Yes. Oh God, March 18th, 20. I can't read it.
20?
Yeah, it doesn't really work when you put when you print black ink onto a black label.
I want
mean,
to say that's 2013.
Count backwards, so subtract 5 years or so, because they're at like 22 or 21.
Yeah,
I want to say
I don't
that
know
was,
if I would have hung on to this one, John.
Well, I've made
It just kind of it's another one that just kind of got lost in the closet.
exactly. Yeah,
Lost in the Closet was also my favorite R. Kelly song.
it's so big, he got lost.
Where am I? I don't know where I'm at. I gotta pee.
Oh, I'm in the closet. How did I get into
No,
this
he went in
closet?
there to hide, but then he got lost because
Locked in
it's
the
so
closet.
big and there's no lights. He can't turn the lights on because he's hiding.
Oh, goddamn.
This is great. I really like this a lot. I
It's a
think
fun beer.
I think the wood is subtle. I don't think it's something that I'd want to drink every single day, but it's fun. It's a fun beer. You know,
And you're a fun guy, Matt.
I'm a fun
So
guy.
you should celebrate that with this delicious beer.
If you had to put an IPA on wood, which wood you put the IPA on?
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear.
Probably oak.
But why? I mean,
Because it's a flavor that I'm really used to using and that I could control.
yeah, that's
Better.
true. Yeah.
You know,
I just wouldn't want to put an IPA on wood. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know.
it's fun, man.
It seems like a waste of IPA.
So you're putting it in. Are you taking your beer, you're putting it on wood, and then you're going to rack it in a bright tank, and then dry hop it from there? Like, how would that work?
I would assume that you
Or
would do,
are you
well,
trying-
like Exponential Hoppiness does this, where they put the wood in with the dry hops
Or just chips?
chips. Yeah, you would use
Okay,
chips.
they're not going in a vessel.
Yeah, exactly. You would
Not like-
use it like dry hop. You would,
Okay.
or if anything, if you wanted to put it in a barrel, that I would say you would ferment it down to terminal, put it in a barrel for however long you wanted
contact.
to, then move it into a tank to dry hop it, and then package.
I would assume these guys put in spirals or something.
Yeah, that would be my guess
chips.
too. Or they just like shaved a bunch of twigs and just
Yeah.
tossed that shit in
Just
there.
toss a branch in.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like the beechwood in Budweiser.
Yeah, for sure. Like the one dude who's like putting a plunger in his beer to get the bubbles out. You see that?
What? No. What was that?
Oh my god! Did you see that? It was like the Master Cicerone dude for like AB InBev.
Was putting a plunger in his beer?
No, he was like, here, if you pour your beer, if you don't pour it aggressively, you're going to get all this excessive CO2 in solution. But if you plunge it, and
I'm sorry, was
it
that
gets-
plunging sound? Just checking.
it releases all the CO2, and then you're going to get it's not going to like screw up your gut. Essentially,
Oh
remember- did you see that?
Yeah, no, I remember that.
Oh,
I remember the not
all right.
screwing up your gut part. People are dumb.
Look like a tampon.
So in the
or
chat, Phil Lorenzini posted a photo. Looks like he's inside of a jet.
something. What?
Yeah, he's a pilot, right?
Yeah,
Isn't he a test
but
pilot?
that's our sticker in the jet.
He's got a brew the shit out of it sticker. That's dope.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, thanks, Phil.
dude. That's monster, man.
That kicks ass.
Highway to the
Hoppy Zone.
hop zone.
Highway to the Hop Zone would be a good name.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. Yeah,
All right.
we got one more from Magnify Brewing, who I've never even heard of.
Same.
I am not familiar with Magnify Brewing. I'm sure they get into all the fine details.
Do they have a microscope?
So this beer has no hot side or kettle additions.
Really?
That's what it says, and it is 100% dry hopped.
That's interesting.
I'm
Amarillo,
gonna rinse my glass out for that.
Mosaic hops.
Yeah, I'm going to rinse myself.
Yeah.
So it said it's Amarillo and Mosaic?
Yep.
That's interesting. I mean, you'd have to be really, really, really clean.
It says cold side has exclusively cold side hop additions and therefore is 100% dry hopped.
That's interesting because, like, I always assumed that you had to put some hops in the boil for it to technically be beer. But I guess if you're dry hopping it, you're still putting hops in the beer. That's why you can't make 100% Gruit and call it beer. Like, it's a legal thing.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah.
If
If you don't have any hops in it, it's not beer.
Well, there's
according
hops in
according
it,
to the law.
just not hot side.
Yeah, exactly. Which is interesting. So I'm wondering what the bitterness is going to be like with this, because there's this whole discussion about the kind of bitterness that dry hopping adds. Because everyone's
it
like,
does add bitterness.
it does, yeah. Especially when you move to higher volumes. And so let's dig in. This is interesting. Oh, it smells great.
God
wow, man, that smells good.
Smells like a bag of hops.
It smells like a sack.
Oh, wait. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay. For this being not hopped at all in the kettle, this tastes fantastic, I think.
That's really good.
This is crazy good.
Wow, that's really good.
This is like flipping beer on its head, dude. This is dumb. Fuck this. What
see,
is happening right now?
Caitlin and Alex said Magnify is known for their New England style IPAs.
Yeah.
They've been releasing pilot batches of cans every 2 weeks, making it impossible to keep up. Yeah, monkish style. They put lupulin powder in a lot of their beers. Alex and I are not fans. What are our thoughts? We are indeed fans.
Yes,
I
this
think,
is good.
I think
Yeah.
we can say that we are indeed fans.
So lupulin powder is giving you essentially IBUs that you would be getting hot side. Is that correct?
Admittedly,
know.
I'm not sure. I've never used lupulin powder before.
Yeah, Brad Daniels has, and his homebrew that he did with it was amazing.
Yeah, I would assume you would. I mean, as far as I understand, the lupulin powder thing is just giving you all the parts of the hop that you want without
Right.
all the
Space.
without all the literal plant matter.
But I don't know where I got this description from, but it says no kettle hop additions, no hot side hop additions.
Yes,
So does
Not even Flame Out or
lupulin powder
Whirlpool?
count
I would assume so. Yes,
as a hot side addition?
Yeah, I would guess that they just like boiled the wort, put the wort in the kettle, in the fermenter, fermented it, and then all the hop, everything was added afterwards. So I don't know if they would like use lupulin powder instead of hops, and then say there were no hops in the boil.
I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, that would be kind of
Because technically there are hops. Because
that's the hops.
Lupulin powder is hops.
yeah. Or if you like used like hop extract or something, and you're
Right.
like, we didn't use any hops in the boil. Well, yeah, you kind of did. I don't think that's the case. That's just my guess.
So we're assuming this is. Oh, not assuming. From what they say, this is all cold side, or primary hop addition, secondary hop addition hops.
Yeah, all fermenter hops.
Pretty damn fucking good. Like
I
this
agree.
is really great.
I mean, on the nose, it kind of reminds me of that pink bubble gum with like the powder on it. Bubblicious.
Oh yeah.
It's
I'm
got
not
like
familiar.
Really?
Yeah,
It's got the cartoon shit on the
and
wrapper.
believe me, I'm familiar with powders.
The
Really?
Jughead, who's a
Jughead, yeah.
yeah.
No, I missed out
It's
on this
kind of
one,
hard
you
to chew. You're like, and then it kind of like gives you a
That's
fresh flavor.
when you say that's the kind of bubblegum I think of when I think of like beers that make me cringe my teeth like
Yeah,
this.
like,
Because they're so sugary.
but it smells like
I
that
know
dry
that.
bubble gum on the nose. Just a
Yeah,
tinge.
it does. You're totally right.
And
Greg, you have such
dude.
a good nose,
thanks. It's a big nose.
man.
This might be the highlight of the session for me. This is
Shit, yeah.
really good.
Yeah, sorry,
There are a
Alex.
ton of really good beers
Yeah,
on
this
this
is
session,
amazing.
man. Wow.
This is so exciting. Craft beer is the shit, dude. I love it. This is amazing.
See, anybody who says that they don't like hazy IPAs or whatever, they just haven't had the right one.
I agree.
This is like one of those special beers that.
This is so good. There's no like vegetal matter thing going on
At all.
It's not
Yeah.
oxidized. It's got the proper body, proper mouthfeel.
Fluffy.
It's not too dry.
Is there a
It's-
date on the can?
It does have bitterness too, you guys.
Yeah, it
it's
does.
not like it's just a sweet bomb. It's balanced.
Yeah, I mean, and it's interesting because it's like, if this is strictly dry hopped, then that astringent thing that I'm talking about, it has that a little bit. Turns out that's just cold side hop bitterness extraction.
What the fuck?
That's what that is. I mean, there's no unless like their pH was too high in the mash and they're getting some kind of like tannin extraction from the grain, then that's all hop bitterness right there.
They're adding hops at high Kreuzen. What the fuck? Why is this bitter? Like everything we've learned says this should not have any
isomerized
bitterness,
alpha acids,
right?
Yeah.
And I'm not discrediting that. Like that's science, and people have researched that.
That is true.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
But that's what's so
Science
freaky.
has happened.
It's freaky. Like what?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they must have used like a crazy high volume of hops in this dry hop, right? Like to get that kind of aroma. Like,
Let's go to New Jersey and find out.
Yeah, I agree.
Patrons,
Get some Capicola.
What's the name?
8.5% too.
What's the name of the brewery again?
Magnify.
See if I can get a little bit more info off of.
What the hell?
Y'all breweries need to work on your SEO because it's. I put in Magnify Cold Side, and you got Beer Advocate, Untapped, Rate Beer, Untapped, massive beer reviews on YouTube, beer menus,
Oh my God.
Wow, massive beer reviews.
menus, and then Facebook at the bottom. That's the first one that's actually from Magnify itself.
We make beer, man. We don't make websites.
Wow.
Thanks, Steve-O.
The only voice I'm going to do now is Steve-O. Steve-O. So I don't offend anybody. It's
cool.
Except for Steve-O.
It's a cool voice. You're offending Californians, bro.
I'm triggered.
And there's no description like anywhere. But still, it's fucking goddamn delicious beer. Holy shit.
Yeah, I just tried it next to the cane sneak box, and just to like evaluate. I always like comparing things. Such a different bitterness. The cane beer, like that essential. You can tell that the hot side hop is like this. It's more of a feeling that hits your tongue. It's hard to describe it. Kind of just cleans up your tongue.
It's cleaner. Yeah. It's cleaner. It's almost more akin to acidity.
Matt,
I
have yet to break in that fermenter. Let's do a beer with no hops on the hot side.
Okay, I'm down.
I don't know what to do.
Well, do you have a?
I would say do look up like a Northeast or a New England IPA style recipe. Use a ton of calcium chloride.
Right.
You have a book right there called Radical Brewing. Maybe it's in there.
No, it's not.
Guaranteed it's not.
That's not
radical.
Not in there. Yeah, I would say just like a ton of oats.
It's gonna be weird not like timing hop additions.
Yeah, seriously.
Like you just sit there and wait.
Just dump it in.
You're boiling. You're boiling. You're like, when do I start my timer?
You don't. You just go.
Just make some wort, cool it down, put some shit in it.
How long do you boil for? You don't have to boil for an hour. You could boil for you could boil for 15 minutes. At that point, all you're doing. I mean, if you hit your gravity right at kettle full,
you just sanitizing the wort at that point.
Yeah, all you're doing is sterilizing the wort.
And you're not going to get boil off.
Yeah,
you're going to get more beer.
Yeah, so I mean, if you hit your gravity
like
where you want it to be,
oh my god,
you could boil literally for 15 minutes and you wouldn't.
When I made a Berliner Weiss, I did that. Just boiled a 15-minute.
Yeah, but like, you're not isomerizing anything, so you don't need to, right?
This is weird.
Isn't it weird? Oh, it's like blowing my mind right now.
Mind freak.
So good job, Magnify. Wow. Yes.
Man. So the Gun Whale for session 62, like last episode, Hawaiian Sling was like my favorite beer of the session. Still a great beer, but the Magnify cold side, man.
Yeah. So I just looked on.
Damn tasty.
I looked on their Beer Advocate page.
That bubblegum thing, dude.
And IPA, double IPA, double IPA, double IPA, Märzen. IPA, Porter. IPA. Saison. IPA. Right on. Hey, fucking A. Well, now that I look at it, though, a lot of these are variations on beers that they already have. So it's like 4 different versions of the same beer.
Nice.
But yeah, fucking...
Like
They've
right
got
on,
the
Magnify.
New
Like
England IPA style down. I think this is great.
Yeah.
So good.
Yum.
right on.
Wonder why. I want to hear why they're not fans.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be curious to see what Caitlin and Alex have to say about
Maybe
it. Why
just
they,
hard
why
to
they,
get or something.
why they weren't into it. Yeah. Alex, Caitlin, thank you.
Cheers,
again. And we have more beers that we will hopefully do on another show sometime here soon when we finally have all four of us. We haven't had all four of us in a room in like months, like 2 months or so.
I miss Jason a lot.
Yeah.
He's a homie.
Jason, we miss you.
Yeah, it's been just the three of us. Jason, come back. I'm sick of these guys.
We think he might have the flu.
Yeah, we're guessing he has the flu.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks again, Caitlin and Alex. Really appreciate it. If you want to find Four Brewers online, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. You can find all the information on fourbrewers.com. Go to fourbrewers.com/live if you want to hang out with us on the show. Go to fourbrewers.com/ I'm going to sneeze. Go to fourbrewers.com/YouTube if you want to find all of our sticky, icky video content. Go to patreon.com/fourbrewers if you want to donate to the show. Hit us with your 5 stars on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast app, because that definitely helps us out. What am I missing?
That's pretty much it.
All
Feedback.
right, feedback. Yeah, if you want to get in touch with us directly, hit us up at feedback@fourbrewers.com and brew the shit out of it. Fucking night.
Right.
Dude, that fucking
That was damn
that elementary
good.
beer was horrible.
That sucked.
Oh, that was brutal.
Like juxtaposed by the cold side from Magnify.
Yeah.
Betty. Yeah, that was really good. All right. We're done. Hopefully
Thanks everyone for hanging out.
Hopefully next session we're all here. Like we'll all be here. Like, yeah. It's gonna happen.
I hope so.
Unless Jason gets the flu again. All right, peace out.